Ever wondered why you click on one search result and not the other? It feels like it's just a gut feeling, but it's not. It's actually a carefully crafted message, a little piece of hidden code that's designed to grab your attention. So today, we're going to decode meta tags. They're the secret sauce to winning that click, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to get it right.
No, really, just stop and think about it. You type something into Google, and you get this wall of blue links. What is it that makes one of them just jump out at you? Is it the way it's worded? The length? Does one just feel more professional, more trustworthy? Well, that feeling is 100% by design.
And the two little bits of code that make it all happen are the title tag, that's the blue link itself, and the meta description, which is that short little summary right underneath it. If you can master these two things, you master the first impression your website makes on the entire internet. It's that important.
Okay, let's start with the big one, the title tag. I like to think of this as your website's digital handshake. It is the very first thing a person sees, and it can either welcome them in or just shove them away in like a fraction of a second.
And nothing kills that handshake faster than a title that looks spammy or just plain unprofessional. It's one of the most common mistakes people make, and it's so damaging to your credibility before anyone even clicks on your page.
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got this old-school keyword-stuffed mess that just screams desperate. And on the other, you have a clean, human-friendly title that actually talks about a specific need. Which one do you trust? It's kind of a no-brainer.
The damage from a bad title like that is instant, and it's pretty bad. It doesn't just look unprofessional, it actively kills trust. It makes your site feel cheap, maybe even a little unsafe. So naturally, your click-through rate just completely tanks. And yeah, even simple spelling mistakes can tell Google that your page is low quality and probably not worth showing to people. So it all comes down to this one golden rule of modern SEO. Write for humans first and search engines second. Your number one job should always be to help a person solve their problem or answer their question. If you do that and you do it clearly, trust me, the search engines will reward you for it. But here's the thing. Even a perfectly written title can totally fail if you get the technical stuff wrong. And two of the most common ways people trip up are getting the length wrong and putting the tag in the wrong place in the code.
So what's the magic number? 50 to 60. That's it. That's the character count you are aiming for. Think of it as the sweet spot that gives you just enough room to be descriptive without getting cut off.
And that range is so important. If you go too short, you're leaving out valuable details and maybe even important keywords. But if you go too long, Google's just going to chop it off with a ... And it often hides the exact words that would have gotten you the click in the first place. Hitting that 50 to 60 character target makes sure your message gets delivered clearly and completely.
Okay, on the technical side, there are just two super simple rules. First, your title tag has to be inside the head section of your website's HTML. And second, this is a big one, you can only have one title tag per page. If you have more than one, it just confuses the search engines, and a confused Google will often just decide to rewrite your title for you, which means you've lost all control. The last big mistake we see is creating weak or repetitive titles. This happens when a title is just left blank, or it's duplicated across a bunch of different pages, or maybe it's just a lazy copy-paste of the page's main headline. To Google, all of this just signals a low-effort, low-value content strategy. The fix is actually pretty simple. Every single page on your site should have a unique purpose, right? So it needs a unique title. When you give each page its own clear identity, you're basically handing Google a perfect little map of your site, telling it exactly how to organize and rank all your great content. So if the title is the hook that grabs their attention, what's next? Well, that's the meta description. This is your one shot, your elevator pitch to convince a searcher that your page has the answer they've been looking for. Now, this is a really important distinction. Meta descriptions do not directly make you rank higher. But, and this is a big but, they have a huge influence on whether someone actually clicks on your result. And that click-through rate, that absolutely is a ranking factor. So you have to think of this little space as your free ad copy.
And just like with the titles, the difference between good and bad is, well, it's obvious. Bad copy is just a jumbled list of keywords. But good copy, it talks to the user like a real person. It focuses on the benefits, like what's in it for them, and it gently encourages them to take that next step. This really requires a total mindset shift. You have to stop thinking like a keyword machine. Your job here is to be a copywriter, trying to write a persuasive little ad that makes someone choose you over the 9 other options on the page.
And yep, you guessed it, length matters here too. For your description, you get a little more room to work with. The sweet spot here is about 155 to 160 characters. That's enough space to really sell the click without getting your pitch cut short.
So to really nail your meta descriptions, there are 3 mistakes you have to avoid at all costs. 1, never leave it empty. If you do, Google will just auto-generate a really messy, ugly snippet for you. 2, never duplicate it. Every page deserves its own unique sales pitch. And 3, absolutely no spelling or grammar errors. It is the fastest way to lose all credibility.
All right, finally, we have to talk about the ghost of SEO past, the meta keywords tag. You've probably seen this thing lurking in your website's code and wondered, what am I supposed to do with this?
Okay, here's the deal. For Google, this tag is completely 100% obsolete. It does absolutely nothing to help your rankings. It's a fossil. You can safely ignore it, or even better, just delete it from your code altogether. Seriously, don't waste a single second on it.
So, what does this all really come down to? It's about control. These tags, they aren't just lines of code for a search engine. They are your first and sometimes your only chance to talk to a potential customer. Getting them right means taking control of your message and actively earning every single click you get.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Go and look at how your own website shows up in Google right now. Is it sending the right message? Is it making the absolute best first impression it can? Or is it maybe time for a little update?